Day 106. Um, I'm feeling a lot better. I had a little congestion. I actually wasn't feeling good at all the last couple days, and I feel really good now. I just have some stuff remaining in my head to just come out. I have so much to say today, and I think partly it's because I had a massive revelation about myself and my business and everything. I'll see if I can explain it. In December, when I was on my absolute meditation roll, I was listening to my heart. And what would happen was my heart would come up with a creative idea. My team and I would implement it. My team was also meditating too. And we would implement it. And it would be so big. It would be like a 9 million view video or whatever. But it would be something that came through effortlessly and you didn't know it was going to be big. You weren't chasing anything. You were just creating sincerely. And then we found out we got this gig in New York, and we did it. And the gig in New York was amazing, but we found out in December, hey, can you do a run on Broadway? And it was with this new incredible agency, and it was like, can you do it in February? So we found out like the end of December, and it was like, can you do this in like a month and a half? And I was really excited that it was going to happen. I was like, wow, we're going to be on Broadway. That's amazing. And there was a voice in me that said, you know what? It's too soon to do it that way. In other words, yes, we could fill it, but it would require a lot of egoic effort, and it wouldn't naturally necessarily be the sold out, effortless byproduct of our creativity. In other words, what I believed that I was heading towards was to stay in my heart, keep allowing my heart to effortlessly just tell me the next step and the next step and next step. But if I suddenly have this giant big deal, you better fill Broadway event all of a sudden in the next month and a half, I get very like, okay, forget my heart, let's get that done. Like, so there's effort there. And uh, we went through a ton of effort because we were working with many, many amazing people, different advertisers, different people. And the usual way we would do something is to let our effort, our effortlessness go out, our inner value go up, and let the numbers just show up based on what we're doing. But this was like in 6 weeks, and it was like, it kind of had a you better fill this, it better go well kind of mentality. And there was a lot of ambition and making it happen mindset in there. So we ended up doing it. There were a lot of meetings or a lot of phone calls with different people, and it was just so much stuff. And we ended up doing it. We ended up filling it, and it was amazing. But I stopped in the last 3 weeks, like the week of New York and the previous weeks before that. I stopped making my connection to myself priority. I started sacrificing it and saying, this has got to get full. So all of a sudden outside of me was starting to become bigger than me. And this also is happening when I took a break from meditation. I was not meditating. I was much more about getting this full. And so we were doing all these calls with the advertisers in the mornings, in the times that I would have meditated. And that's when I stopped making the videos. And I did this event in New York, and the event had to be full. So the event was my God. And luckily I am trained enough to still, if I want something, that I can get it. But I completely made that second to myself. And there's a way that we naturally know, my team and I know how to do things. And we left our hearts. We still did the events from our hearts. Everything was still exciting and from our hearts and what we wanted, but it was still like, make sure this happens. So we stopped letting it was like, make this tree grow faster than it would normally grow. And ego can do that, but at a very minimal level. Like, ego can really work hard sometimes to make something happen, but then it's exhausted. When it's ego that makes something happen, it can short term make something happen. Like, you can work your ass off and suddenly fill your bank account with $1 million. but it's not sustainable. The ego's like dead because it didn't go with its soul's alignment. It just forced something to happen. And then it's really fixing something at the level of the problem. You're broke. Okay, we can ambitiously just fill this up. Bam, we have money. We're good. So soul goes, okay, that's just changing the circumstances. What am I supposed to learn? And this morning I had a big meditation, and I was in a little bit of a falling apart place before the meditation. And I was not in the mood to hop on with my team. I was like, we just worked our ass off, and I'm just dead. I was still sick this morning. And then I meditated, and I was like, okay, I know in my meditation, I was like, I'm going to get back to my heart. I'm going to get blah, blah, blah. And I noticed after about an hour of that I was still making it something that I push and become ambitious to make happen outside of me. And I was in the same mindset as I was in how do I feel New York? I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this. And it was this ambitious thing. And as I closed my eyes, I suddenly sat there, and after 45 minutes, instead of me getting to a place, it came into me. I can't explain it, but all the results that I wanted, suddenly I was, and they came into me versus me pushing to get there. All of a sudden, it came into my body and it just dissolved. And I feel like I'm back in my habitual growing. And if I had listened to my instinct in December, I would have said to myself, this thing in Broadway is really exciting. Let's make sure we pick a date that's farther down the line so that it just times that it will effortlessly sell out. Not you have to push really hard to sell it out. And I didn't do that. I felt my body say, that's a little soon. But I felt my ego go, we can do it. And it said, I'll use motivation and ambition versus patience and how nature works. So I noticed today that that's what I did. And it was the best thing ever, because not only was the trip amazing, and I did the Jenny McCarthy show and all these other things, and we did sell out a ton of shows and got incredible reviews. But I also learned how much I can lose myself when ambition and making something happen is bigger than me. And when it comes to just me doing something with my guidance, with my letting go, with my 100-day meditation, things do sell out. They get really taken care of. And when I have a bunch of people saying to me, it's got to be done this way, it's my opportunity to go, thank you. I'm not in that ambitious, fear-based place. I'm here. And that's what I will do from now on, because I left my calling the way I took this and the way that I made this happen. I left my heart, and this turned out to be the biggest lesson in the reminder of that, because I think that's why I got sick, and I think that's why I haven't been as fulfilled lately. And I'm not about just getting results. I'm about the results matching me. And the only thing I want to work on is me, my connection to me, my love for myself, my acceptance of this moment. So if you're forcing something to happen, yeah, you might get the results you want, and then the people will like you, but your body will tell you that you disconnected from yourself. And I believe that there's an even more sustainable, more and more truthful, more and more authentic, real way to do stuff. And that's what I'm here to do. So now I won't take something if I feel it getting heavy, if I feel it forcing me, if I feel it moving me, that I got to do this or else it'll fail. I don't believe in success or failure. I believe in me connecting to me and life mirroring that. Even if it's something for $10 million, even if it's you could lose this huge thing, it's not me. I'm here to connect to here and let everything else mirror that. Move to meaning from motivation. Move out of motivation and move into meaning. And meaning will, in the long run, give you so much more success than motivation could ever give you. It's tortoise and the hare, for real. I think that maybe that's what that story was about. Your soul, patience, being, evolution, evolving, getting into this centered place, this alignment. That's what I'm here to do now. Go back to my alignment and trust and let go, and trust and let go, and trust and let go. And do what I'm here to do. And that's what 2016 is about. New York was amazing. It was amazing. I had so much fun. But I'm so excited to be in my realignment. Day 106.